So let's get started. I do actually have a public fear, but I think I can overwhelm it today. I think I'm good enough. And today we'll be talking about motivation. First of all, let's start by understanding what is motivation. Motivation is something that happens to you out of nowhere. Suddenly, it's just a breeze that hits you in the chest. And you don't feel it unless it fades away, right? You will feel it only when it disappears. You feel like, oh, damn, I was motivated. I couldn't use it. I couldn't use it to the fullest. And this is what motivation is. It's very tricky and it lies to you every time. Because let's take a look at people. Motivation. Let's look at the word motivation. It actually is very weird if you take just third person look at it. Motivation. Like, what's that? It's very tricky and it's very deep. I think a lot of people lack the basic knowledge of what is motivation and what it should be used for. And interestingly, how we have been taking granted to use that motivation to serve a better purpose. Because motivation is something that before going to sleep every night, you're going to reward yourself with 5 minutes of Instagram, don't you? I think it happens with everybody. Now I'm going to be talking about something that everybody feels every single day. Before going to sleep, you're going to open your phone, you're going to go to Instagram, and you're going to find the flotilla of never-ending reels, and you'll be scrolling down. In 1 or 2 videos, you're going to find that 7 rules of becoming a successful person. And then you're going to find that video. Or there'll be a different one saying that you should be the first millionaire in your family tree. And it kind of, pumps you up. You're going to become like, yeah, I should be. Really? Like, I don't have anyone millionaire in my family tree. I should be the first one. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow in the morning, I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock and I'm going to set an alarm. Not 1, 5 of them. And then I'm going to wake up at sharp 5. Oh, I'm going to wear that shoe. And I'm going to wear those clothes. And I'm going to go for a run. I think I should tell my friends about it. And then I'm going to open a group and inform everybody. Guys, tomorrow in the morning, we're going for a run. Come on, we're going to travel. We're going to conquer the world. Okay, that's great. And then I'm going to make other plans as well because I'm motivated. I'm like burst up. I'm motivated. I'm not only going to limit myself with going for a run. I'm going to change my diet. From tomorrow on, no soda, nothing fizzy, only water, protein maybe. I'm going to be the healthiest, not only the richest, but the healthiest in my family tree. I'll be ripped in no time. I'll show everybody. And then you know what else? You're going to make another plan. I'm going to study. Really study. I'm going to get like 8.5 at least from IELTS. Nothing else satisfies me. I'm going to do that the first thing in the morning. Yeah, the plan is great. Plan makes perfect sense. I go for a run at 5, come back, have a shower, and have breakfast because we normally don't. But come on, you're becoming healthy. You're going to have a breakfast, nothing fizzy, and then you're going to start studying, and it's going to take another 3 hours. Oh, damn, you're perfect. You're literally perfect now. You're the symbol of perfection. And then you have the plan, you're going to go to sleep. And then you open your eyes. It's 12 o'clock. It's afternoon. You'll hear mom talking to you. Look at you. Why do you not look like other men? Go out, work, study, useless. You're going to hear that. Yeah, that's the payoff of motivation, isn't it? And then you're going to literally forget it. It just comes in and moves out. It's just a breathe, But I think we should understand, why is it the case? Why people nowadays associate everything with motivation. Look at people, they're missing their morning prayers. Why? Because they are not motivated enough to wake up in the morning. Look at other people, they're not studying because they don't have enough of motivation to study. And look at other people, they're not following a good diet because they're not motivated. Why? Key to happiness became motivation. Why should we be motivated to be a good person? You see, isn't it concerning? I think it really is. It concerns me. This is the reason I chose this topic, because I wanted to share my thoughts about this. Motivation shouldn't be this much praise, It shouldn't be the reason for us to complete everyday actions. Completing our basic tasks, You know, I see this teacher, she doesn't want to go to work because she's not motivated. This guy wants to go home, not study because he's not motivated. Everything is about motivation. Come on, stop it. Why? Let's first of all discover what is motivation and what motivates people. And most importantly, how can you stay motivated? Not let it disappear, next morning, 12 o'clock. And we're going to learn that now. First of all, I think we have to delve a little deeper into the science of motivation and understand what is that thing. Like, what kind of activation does it give to your brain? Like, what happens inside here? Because normally something happens inside here. It doesn't just happen randomly out of nowhere. And then I'm going to tell you, there are two kinds of motivation. One is external and the other one is internal. What is external motivation? It happens because of external influence. Something affects you. Something like deadline, something like task, something like you're scared. If your mom is going to find out, you're going to be in a big trouble. So you're going to do that. You're going to clean that room. Not because you're internally motivated, only because your mom finds out. And then something happens. You know what happens, right? And there is internal motivation. The other one happens because you love it from deep within. You want that. You're going to strive for it. Have you ever learned something that nobody even knows about? You just did it for the sake of it, only because you wanted to. This is something came from inside and you woke up and then you got up and then you prepared and then you started and completed. No one even knows about it. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to run a little experiment now and I'm going to ask you guys to raise your hands if you ever have experienced an external motivation. It's a deadline, it's a task, it's fear of failing, fear of your teacher finding out that you copied the answers and then you were scared that you're going to be in a big problem. And then you were motivated and did it. So let me see the hands. Raise the hand if you're motivated externally. This is a bunch of people, isn't it? You guys should change. What about internal motivation? Something you really wanted to yourself. You wanted to help that guy, He needs money. You just gave the money. You were motivated to do that. Nobody asked you. Nobody pushed you for it. You just wanted it. You kind of wanted to make his life a little better today. Or you wanted to make your own life a little better today. And then you did it for the sake of it. No clear purpose, no advantage about to be taken. You just did it. How many people have ever done it? This is again a bunch of people. I'm so proud that I'm making you guys do it because I successfully, I think, portrayed something here. You see, both work. See, both work. They both worked at some point in your life. But here's the catch. Something a little detailed, but very profound. The external motivation is short-lived. It doesn't stay. The deadline, teacher, pressure, it doesn't work. It doesn't stay. Intrinsic. Internal motivation is the one that's going to enjoy the life with you alongside. So you have to be trying to build up that intrinsic motivation. So I think now we have understood where motivation comes from, right? Right? Yeah, right. We have understood it. This is where we get motivation, from internal or from external sources. But now I'm going to move on to the highlight of my speech. How do you keep it? What's that you're going to need to develop or have or buy that helps you to stay motivated for much longer? So I'm going to give you today, guys, 3 steps. I want to shrink it down to manageable. So I didn't want to list a lot of stuff, normally, because if I go to ChatGPT, it's going to give me 15 answers. And I could come up here and count them all, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to, first of all, learn it, apply it, see that it works, and then share it. Today, I'm going to be speaking of things that changed me personally. Because why do you think I chose this topic? Because I'm motivated? No. Because recently, I really wanted to find out what kind of problem is going on in my this. And then I wanted to get to the bottom of this dilemma and found out there are a couple things I am not doing. And then once I learned how to do them, I became a better person. I became more productive, more efficient, more, time conscious, self-aware, and I became better. So I'm today going to share that. First is start small. You just have to start small. Let me break it down for you. What is starting small? What is starting? So I'm going to take one example of myself waking up in the morning. I am the most popular teacher in Result School the most popular teacher in Tashkent who falls asleep in the morning. I have a professional record of not coming to morning lessons 9 times in a row. WWA, the champion, the true champion. I am the guy visited the head teacher's room the most. I am the guy looked at the floor the most. You know, because I cannot wake up in the morning. Do you also have this? In the morning when you're sleepy, nothing matters. Nothing matters. You must sleep now. That's it. They're gonna die with it. That's it. You sleep now. You enjoy it first. And then you're gonna let them enjoy. You're gonna go teach. Whatever happens, happens. You don't care. Vashi, you don't care. That's what happens. It happens at least with me. And then I started building up habits, small. The first task was not to wake up early. It's just open your eyes. That's it. Enough. I challenged myself. In the morning, I'm going to set an alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to open my eyes and go back to sleep. That's it. I did something. Come on, I'm starting small. Yeah, at least something. I'm not enjoying the sleep. I am doing a lot. I'm stopping my dream and then continuing it. Like there is like stop and I'm doing it just to become better. And the next morning I made another plan. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to stay awake for 5 minutes and then I'm going to go back to sleep. So I started doing that. If you find it too detailed, come on, make a note of it. Just keep it down, written. Write every day how many minutes you're staying awake for. And the next day, I did it for 10 minutes. And the next day, I took a big step. I wanted to get up. Not wake up, get up. I got up. Went back to sleep. Come on, I'm doing a lot. And then you know what happens? That I didn't know would happen. A momentum happened. Momentum happened. One day when I was doing my process, I had to go back to sleep in 15 minutes. And then something happened. I didn't want to. You see? I was really planning to go back to sleep. I didn't want to. I'm awake. And then I said, you know, you've been doing it for long. You have taken so many steps so far. You woke up, you got up, you stayed awake for 15 minutes. Like it's a lot. And see, I've done a lot. You have come this far. Why don't we finish it today? Right? So you're going to start enjoying the momentum. This is what sparks in the situation. And you're going to have no idea how it's going to happen to you unless you put yourself in that situation. I was just there waiting to go back to sleep. And then I lied down back. And then I said to myself, you have come this far. Come on, finish it today. And that day I came on time to my lesson. I did it. I wasn't late to my lesson. No, you don't have. Yeah, I did it. I did it. Yeah, this is what billions of people every day do, but I did it. Yeah, I'm special. Yeah, and then I learned that if you start, at least the most manageable small thing, doesn't matter, just opening an eye helped, didn't it? Now I'm not late because they took away my morning lessons. So, but still, now I can wake up in the morning early because I started from the most smallest manageable task. So this is a tip number 1 for you. It applies with everything, no matter what you're struggling with nowadays. Just start from the smallest, okay? Smallest ever. From the tiny atom, it's going to build up. And while it's building up, there is going to be a spark of momentum when you're going to be okay with it because it will have already become a habit. Because you have tried so far and so many times, it already became a habit without you even noticing. So this is an enjoyment, pure wisdom of starting small. And now I'm going to move on to the second point of how you can make your life even better and stay motivated. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me saying that motivation is nothing. Motivation is going to be beaten up when there's consistency. Motivation, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Yeah, I don't take issue with any one of those people, of course. But you know, to be consistent, you should be motivated. You know, You should want to be consistent first. And motivation is a wish to do something, isn't it? Nothing happens if there is no motivation. Motivation isn't something you think, guys. Motivation isn't like, That's not motivation. Motivation is a very small thing. Motivation is a wish. Motivation is a will. Motivation is an action. Motivation is a step forward. It's not as glamorous as you imagine it to be. It's not that thing. Motivation, doing 1,000 push-ups every day. No, that's not motivation. It's a desire. It's a plan. It's a dream. Motivation is doing it. You were motivated and then you did it. So the second tip I'm now going to share with you is you have to, first of all, learn the very delicate art of staying connected. By the way, this is not ChatGPT. This is me talking. Trust me. This is what I tried and it works. I learned how to stay connected. For example, I'm going to give a very lively example from a personal life of a lot of people. And then you know that when you first had an idea of what you want, you were excited about it, weren't you? Like, who has ever been excited about something they want in the future? Like when you started IELTS, for example. Oh, I'm going to learn IELTS. I'm going to take IELTS. I'm going to be an academic support and I'm going to be making $500 every day and I'm going to become an IELTS instructor. And then finally, I'm going to be making $2,000 and wow, that's a great plan. You were motivated about your plan. How many of you guys have ever been in the past motivated because of a dream you have, a purpose? Come on. I think I'm going to see every hand here. Right? Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. But how many of you guys forgot about it? Not doing it anymore? Come on. You all are doing it still. You had a dream, you made a plan, you followed it for a couple days, and then, you found yourself an excuse. I'm sick. I don't want to. I have other plans. You know, we are perfect at lying to ourselves. We do that great. But you also know when you're lying to yourself, but you also trust yourself. That's like tricky, I cannot even explain it. It's not my English. It's the idea that's so interwoven, interconnected there, something going on. You see, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow early to do my homework and I believe it, but I don't believe it. I know I will not, but I believe it. Because I choose to believe it. Because I want to sleep now. You see, Firdaus, you're going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You have never done that before. You know you cannot. But you're going to wake up in the morning. It's just a, thin, cheap cover for you. So that you find calmness in your lie. And then you go to sleep and enjoy it. When you already know you will not do anything in the morning, you'll wake up 8 again, 12 o'clock and directly go to teacher's room. And talk to head teacher. Yeah, that's what happens every time. But what should you do? You forgot about your goal, your main ambition. And let me tell you what to do. Make a day. Do you know Steve Jobs? Do you know him? You were friends? Well, then you have heard of Steve Jobs. I think we have all heard of Steve Jobs. And I know that there used to be something he called Think Week. He used to disappear for 7 days. And you know what he used to do? I was with him. Together, we used to redefine our priorities. What's important? What's not important? What do I like? What do I don't like? What am I doing of what I like? And what am I doing of what I don't like? What's going on? Who am I? Where am I? What did I drink? Like something like that, a moment of realization. And a moment of reflection. I'm not going to tell you to disappear for 1 week, okay? Do it for 1 hour every week. Just spare 1 hour of your week. You're anyway spending 4 hours a day on Instagram. Come on, spend 1 hour of it for yourself. And then sit, think, what do I need in life? Who do I want to be in life? It helps. I know it sounds too cliche and everybody talked about it, but come on, you have never tried it. You're sitting here. If you have tried it, you will be giving a speech here. So you have never tried it, obviously. That's why you came here searching. This time, try it. See? Works, huh? Try it. Sit, think, realize, tell yourself. Don't lie to yourself. I'm going to wake up in the morning and do homework. No. Be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself and tell yourself what do you need, what you want, because it gives you the same effect as you were excited in the very beginning when you came up with the dream. You remember? You had a dream to become like IELTS expert or something, anything in your own field of life, of sphere or education, anything you wanted. You were very excited. You were like pumped up in the very beginning and then you forgot about it. Why? Because you stopped repeating it. You stopped reviewing it. It's like grammar. It's like knowledge. Why do we have at the end of every unit a repetition, review? Why? Because you're going to forget it. So why don't we apply the same thing into our everyday lives? Come on, review your goals. Review your plans. It's going to get you back on track. It's going to keep you moving. It's going to be that fuel your engine ran out of. It's going to keep you, it's going to give you that, push forward. That's going to propel you from behind. How many times do you want me to paraphrase? Just do it. Do it. Go home, think. It helps. It feels like it's not helping, but it helps. Like really. And then I'm going to move on to the tip number 3. Do not compare. Stop doing that. I think it's a very typical example of being Uzbek. Comparing yourself with yourself, or comparing others with yourself, or comparing yourself with others. I think it's potato. Anyway, don't do that. Because my teacher used to say something. I used to have a great teacher. Like he is, I think, the best person I have ever seen. His name is Firdaus. And that guy once told me, when you compare yourself to a person better than you, you become demotivated. Look at him. He's richer. Oh, he's smarter. He has more money, from a better background, from everything. Everything is better. I'm never going to be as good as him. Have you had it before? You're going to look at someone. I used to look at my own English teacher. Oh, she speaks great. She has 7.5. I want to have 7.5. And look at the difference between she and I speak. And I used to become demotivated. Because looking at someone way better than you gives you an idea that you can never be as good as them. It demotivates you. And then I started to, okay, now I need someone who's weaker than me. And then I used to find someone who is not good. And then I look at him and ask him, come on, speak. Speak. Make me feel good. Come on, speak. Let me understand that I'm better than you. And he speaks. Yeah, he's not good. And he tells me, what do I have to do, brother? I've been struggling for 3 years. It hits different. You've been struggling for 3 years. You haven't been able to learn for 3 years. I will never be able to learn. It hits me different. When I look at someone weak, it demotivates me because I will be scared of being weak like him because he's trying. He has spent a lot of time and he's still there. And I'm going to be stuck there. I'll never get better. When I look at someone better, I'm going to be demotivated. I'm going to look at him. Oh, he's so great. I'm never going to be as good as him. So at the end of the day, it's day, right? At the end of the day, what am I going to be left with? Pure disappointment in myself. Better person demotivated me. A worse person also demotivated me. Because why? Because I compared. I didn't understand the very basic human principle. People are unique. People have different storylines. And people follow different paths. And that's what I think everybody has to take into very, very, very deep consideration. And at the end of my speech, I'm going to give you one last example that I have something I wanted to use to show you. When you're watching those TikTok videos about millionaire becoming the best person in the entire family tree, you're going to become this. Yeah, I'm scared to do it further, but you got the point, right? You're going to be this. And then you're going to go to sleep, motivated. Oh yeah, I'm big now. You're all pumped up. You have a lot of air of motivation inside. You see what I'm saying? Air of motivation, because motivation is just aired here. And then you're going to go to sleep. The moment you go to sleep, that's it. That's it. Done. You're done. Next morning, you have nothing left. And you're waking up in the afternoon. So now I'm going to finish my speech by telling you, wake up early. Trust me, you'll be 15% more successful if you're not late to work, if you show up on time, and if you make a habit of waking up early. And most importantly, spend time with your goals. Recharge yourself with that motivation you had in the very beginning one more time when you are slightly wandering off the track. Don't let yourself be diverted from the mainstream of this big ocean of life. Stay consistent, stay in the path, and make time to tell yourself what you want and what you wanted and what you forgot and remind yourself of it. And the second thing, start small. Anything you are capable of, anything works, because nothing is not acceptable. Do you know, in Australian culture, doing anything at all is considered better than doing nothing. They hate it. Let's be like them this time. And the last thing is, do not compare. Trust your uniqueness. You have been born and you will die unique. And you will never share the same storyline of life with anyone. So this is all I have to say. I hope it's going to help you make your day a little better from tomorrow on. Do it. Thank you.